All right, good morning, everybody. Make sure you get this set up here. Two chairs, both with the back of the chair facing inward. Enough space here for a little bit of a sort of playground, practice area. And then a third chair functioning as your seat. And have a seat. Then we'll scoot to the front edge of that seat, hands comfortably resting on your thighs. Notice the alignment of my elbow with my shoulder, with my ear, all of that lined up. So I'm not holding myself in any gripped way, everything aligned, and then I can drop, I can relax down through the body. So as you find that alignment, that's called Zhongjung, which is central upright. So you find that central upright. And often we have to do something to get there. So if there's slouching happening, if the head and neck is forward, the shoulders are shrugged up or pulled back in some way. So that's where all of the joint mobilization exercises that we do today, but really we go into them more on the Friday class. We really sort of exhaustively get to all the spots. That helps open the space and free the relationships in the body to achieve this zhongjung, to place all the relationships correctly. And then that's the prerequisite for the next thing, which is chunwon, which means soften and allow a heavy sunken quality, heavy sunken down through the body. Because so often we're trying to pull ourselves up, we're trying to stay away from the ground. And in fact, we want to melt down through the body, down through the chair, down through our legs, and allow this downward directionality, which is before the next thing, which is called qingling, which qingling is not something you really do. Qingling is the result of having placed the body in good alignment and then unclench all the places that you are clenched and gripped. And this allows a downward direction of what is sort of the heavy density. And then what's left is this lightness of nimble levity quality through your body. Now we inhale through the nose, deep and full. Feel that expansion in all directions, opening all that interior real estate. And then when you're ready, you exhale, long, smooth, and empty.
Nice ring.
And Carolyn, I'm gonna mute you because you're not muted, so don't worry about it. I'll mute you. This is the practice. We human beings, no matter what we're dealing with, whether it's just aging or the stress of our jobs or something like Parkinson's or all the reasons that life causes us to become stuck, constricted, resistive, tense. There's all the reasons, but the solution is the same. So it's very simple. It's very simple. And there's a saying, knowing the path is one thing, walking the path is a totally different thing. So knowing that, oh yeah, it's good for us to sit upright and relax and breathe in and breathe out and try to clear and cleanse our nervous system of any activity, agitation, right? We can know that, but actually doing it regularly, multiple times in a day for 3 minutes, 5 minutes. That's what makes the difference. So the way is sort of simple, but walking it or doing it is the tricky part. So hopefully these videos assist you in that process. Say about 5, 6 more breaths, but if you're on your own, you could pause the video if you're watching it and just breathe for 20 minutes. And that can be your whole practice. from the Taoist viewpoint, there's a state of total ease and total softness that is actually our default setting. It's actually our most natural state to rest in, but all of us are off of that state. Again, whether it's Parkinson's, whether it's stress from life, whether it's just time and aging, all of that can be remedied by coming back to just this very simple quality of nothing extra. Just sitting soft, sunken down through the body, connecting to the earth, feeling what's left, this spacious, easy quality. They call it sung, soft, pliable, supple, unobstructed flow everywhere. And then Tai Chi and Qigong, the movement portion, is recognizing we can remain in this total, relaxed, empty, spacious, easy quality and function our vehicle and operate the vehicle. So stay very soft and relaxed and slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, arch the back. So make a nice big back bend here. And then again, staying relaxed as you just ooze your hands forward, sliding forward, arms go straight, hollow the chest, drop the head, soft and release. And then you'll come back, sliding hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back. Do this with an inhale. Big breath in, arching. And then exhale when you're ready and slide the hands forward, past the knees, hollow and round. So sort of like shape shifting, right? Changing the shape of all your body parts now. They call that Shen Fa, or body mechanism method. So there's an appropriate amount of spinal extension and then appropriate amount of spinal flexion. All the vertebrae are moving just a little bit. And we're stimulating the brain this way. We're stimulating the nervous system. We are informing the brain of the body map. So the brain starts to become more aware of all of the parts, all of the little spaces inside of us, all the mechanisms which allow us to function. Now settle back to the middle position, and let's go to the next movement, which is left hand sliding forward, right hand and elbow back, turning to the right a little bit, turn the head, look behind. And then ooze your way back to the middle and turn to the left. Left elbow and hand back, right hand slide forward, turn. And then sliding and turning back to center. And though there are end points of the range of motion, right, there's all the way twisted one way and all the way twisted the other, remember it's actually the functional turning that we're really trying to develop. It's not a yanking of the body to get to some destination, it's the turning. Function. Kind of an interesting point that just a simple metaphor for this is the hinges on your doors. If you have hinges on your doors and you, let's say, never open a door, or you only open that door 35%, or you open it 35% and leave it there, no matter which angle the door is, that hinge is not being upkept or maintained unless you're opening it all the way, closing it all the way. That keeps the health of that hinge. And that's how all of our mechanisms are. We got to upkeep them through usage, correct, appropriate usage. Bring the hands back center, hang the arms alongside you, and just softly lean. Side bending right. Now lift your left wrist up, left foot empty. Just allow that loose quality here. And then just back to center and lean. Notice what my hand is doing here. It's coming pretty much like up, almost above my shoulder, but it's in front and it's relaxed. That allows me this dangly thing here. And then middle and just loose. one of the sayings in Taoist practice, embrace the weak. Embrace weakness. What does that mean? Right? We're so accustomed to trying to be stronger, to hold, to grip. So when we start practicing Taoist movement, it actually feels like we're being weaker. We're less stable. We're sort of falling through movement. So at first it feels like we're going almost in the wrong direction. But what you'll find is eventually it really does become this supportive mode of operation. And it's nourishing, it's healing to all the parts because we're not yanking it around violently or clumsily. Back to middle, scapular range of motion. So the scapula on your back, they can go up and down, they can slide back and apart. So we put all that together and go apart, which brings shoulders forward, then lift up, and then keep them up when you slide back, and then slide down, and then find neutral. Do it again, forward and up, over top, back, down, slide under, forward and up, and over top, back, and down, under, forward and up, and let's just flow through that movement. When you look at the anatomy of the scapula, the shoulder blades, arms, chest, upper back, you realize why it's so important to make sure you've cleaned out what's stuck here, because there's all of these different directions of tether and cords that are binding up or connecting everywhere up here. So it can cause neck pain, head pain, back pain, heaviness, all kinds of issues. And let's reverse. We go back, then up, forward, then down, under, back, then up, forward, under, back, and up, forward, down. One more. And bend your elbows. Elbows out and up. Down. In. Down. Out. Up. Down. In. Down. Out. Up. Down. In. Now, back. All right, straight back. Then down, forward, up. Forward, down, back. Down, forward, up. It's just a mechanism inside the body. Like inside of any machine, we got to make sure that mechanism is like that door hinge idea I was mentioning, where, right, a lot of times when I'm working with people, initially they can only get to here, or they can only get to here, or only get to here. But there's a point that you can see in my body, it doesn't go any further than this. So we got to be able to get here. Like Carolyn, you're doing this. Notice what I'm doing here and up. Yes, more up. And again, yeah, that's fine if you can't go further, but just make sure you stop here and you don't sort of cheat and go do a different mechanism. Not that this is wrong, it's just different. So you just want to go to the point in the correct direction and then come away from it. And that gentle, persistent use of the mechanism is what moves it, sort of evolves it, you could say, or regenerates it, right, and returns its function, okay? So again, it's not about getting it as far as mine, it's just making sure we're doing the right direction of movement. And then elbows out, left hand high, right hand low, cross and wrap around and get this hug around the body. Elbows straight out, and then right hand high, left hand low, wrap around. And then elbows straight out and switch. Elbows straight out, switch. Elbows straight out, down, release, loose. Scoot a little bit back on your chair, nice and stable. Lift and draw in, push away, draw in, set down. Lift, push away, draw in, set down. Lift, push away, and non-weight bearing, right? So we're not pushing against resistance. We're not trying to stand up or sit down currently, but we're using the mechanisms of the legs in a non-weight bearing scenario, which helps to make sure they've got their full suppleness all the way, all the way, all the way, and down. So strength, people focus on the, oh, you want stronger legs, well, do squats or do leg press against heavy weight. And it's not saying that isn't valuable, but it's also this idea that no, you also have to do this yin work where you make sure everything is relaxed and has this taffy, warm taffy pliability, so it's conductive of energy and electricity and force. So it has throughness, not just density for strength, right? That's a Taoist awareness. Now, right leg straight ahead, point, flex. Same thing with foot and ankle. We want to have a functioning, strong, supple lower leg and foot and ankle. Tilt the foot in, out, in, out. It's got to have this ability to go through all of its range. We've got to have the brain's ability to control it. Right? Circle, in, around, and out. In, out, around, and in. Down. Other foot. Point and flex. Tilt it in and out. Tilt, 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 tilt. And then circle, in, around, and out. Reverse, out, around, and in. And now. Now, scoot back. Scoot forward on your chair. And step your feet a little wider apart than hips distance. Lift your toes up. Now on the heels as the pivot point, turn knees and toes in, closed quad. Knees and toes out, open quad. Closed, open, closed, open. Notice pelvis and spine, the rest of the body isn't moving, really. There's a little bit, but we want separation and freedom at this junction. Rather than it being stuck together, we want it free and movable. Not sloppy or disconnected, but also not stuck together like glue. Now, legs to neutrals from that same junction, hip hinge, fold, and then come to vertical. From the same junction, just tip back a little bit, just this little tip. See if you can get freedom of movement from this junction. Notice the spine isn't rounding or arching. I'm not forcing back bends. I'm just very simply hinging and tipping back. One more. Just folding Sitting vertical, tipping back. Now, sitting upright, slide your feet back a little bit. From that same junction, hip hinge. Now, loose shoulders, arms a little bit in front of your ankles. You just come forward out of your chair a bit and then just push through the earth and tall. I gotta change my camera angle, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. So, again, everything loose allows room for movement, right? But also that looseness has allowed a grounding that's a sort of passive grounding. I'm not forcing myself to ground. I'm relaxing so that this sort of connection down to the earth has happened. And I'm not holding myself above the ground. I've released everything. And so you get this groundedness and this functionality, like lubrication is everywhere. Looseness and softness and let's say weakness, like feel weak, embrace this state of not trying to be strong, not trying anything extra, but just being relaxed and finding, wow, there's all of this function and there's a lightness called Qingling, lightness through the body, right? Light, nimble, agile. And you can become masterful with that system to the point where then it can have spring-loaded suddenness and pop. It can have pop in a way that can last into our older age. Whereas the other system of, really like, I'm so strong, that stuff kind of fails us along the way. At some point, it runs out and sort of disperses on us. Whereas here, this stuff can keep becoming more and more in our power, right? So now do a couple where you don't sit, where you just go fold and sink and then come up and stand. And again, there's a groundedness under the feet, almost like it's out of the body. And you're just this loose, liquid, fluid body up top here. Now, stay standing. And let's move to the right side chair. Be a little bit back from the chair. And then no hands for this first exercise. You got your middle pivot, which is belly button and lumbar section. So just feel this idea that there's a pivot point here. And also the two inguinal creases, the groin area. So the combo of belly, low back, and these two creases is like a mechanism. And it's got mobility to it. So imagine like someone doing salsa dance and having all of this activity inside of here. That's what we want to develop over time, is this function, this interior function. Instead of when it's stuck, you kind of see this thing happening when people get older. This isn't functioning and there's this clumsy sort of heaviness. And so the magic is in here. Now we're going to, from that place, just kind of change passively the weight over so it's in this right leg. You can see in my body that this leg has the weight bearing job. So therefore this one is free, right? And then change. And now this leg has the weight bearing job, so this leg is free. It is not accomplished through force. It's by embracing the weakness, embracing the softening down to the earth. In the beginning, when you allow that softness, the knee has a little bend, there'll be a little like quiver in the leg because you haven't been using it correctly. You've been firming it so long that when you take away that firmness, there's a sort of whoa. But get with the program of allowing that system to start to be what you rely on. Change. You can do what I'm doing. You can do it just back and forth, or you can change and kind of practice just putting that foot out, finding a little lightness and freedom with that foot, and then from your middle pivot, just change. When you feel this leg doing the work there, then this one's free. All right, change the weight into the right leg, and as you have that emptiness in the left leg, do this little move here where you just peel the heel off the ground. The knee comes a little bit forward and you're on the tippy toe. And then you put the heel back down and change the weight into the left leg. As your weight stays there, you just peel the heel off the ground, go to the tippy toe, put the heel back down, change the weight. This one's empty, it stays empty, and then you change the weight. Now this one's empty. Change the weight. Tippy toe, down, change. Tippy toe, down, change. Now place your hand lightly on the chair. Tippy toe, I'll go this angle so you can see. Tippy toe, now disconnect the foot from the floor. Can you just stand there for a second? And then place the whole foot down with zero body weight in it. Then change the weight. Tippy toe, disconnect, reconnect whole foot, change. Tippy toe, disconnect, reconnect, change. Tippy toe, disconnect, reconnect, change, right? So as you get better at this, you can try no hands, lift. Most important part is actually the putting down of the leg with no weight, because we can cheat this one, but we can't cheat this one without kaboom and falling into it. So being able to set it down with no weight in it is really a good test of did you do it? So it's this lift and this setting down and then change. Now hand on chair for this one so you can go all the way lift. The leg doesn't go any higher than this. This is it. All the way down and then change. Once this one is empty, lift all the way down, change. This one empty, lift, down, change. When people see this exercise, their eye focuses on, their mind focuses on the up. They think, oh, okay, I gotta yank this leg up to accomplish the thing. But actually, it's the opposite. It's the down. It's the soft downness that puts this leg into the state of levity. So by releasing everything down through this standing leg, then this has this function that when we're stuck and then we're pulling and then we're down and we're down, there's all this work and sort of conflict in the body. We want to zero that out and just easy. Right? You can see I'm moving fast now, but inwardly, if you have the eye for it, you can see that I'm actually still. There's stillness inside of all of this because of relaxation. It's the only way to accomplish it. Mm-hmm. Switch sides. Mm-hmm. Oh no, I'm sorry. Stay on this side. So now take a step back from the chair a little further. So now you have a little more runway in front of you. Put all your weight into your left leg. Right foot in front, it's empty. The heel is touching the ground. And then we just go down. And then we go down. And we go down. But first, it's an odd quality or an odd sensation that by going down, I move forward. We keep thinking that we have to pitch ourselves forward, that we have to somehow lurch forward. It's zero movement forward. It's just down and down. And then our middle pillar moves forward, moves back through space, but kind of like it's floating. And then we go hand on chair, so you can go lift, lower, shift. As the weight stays down, it frees this leg to do a little flamingo, toe touch, down. As the weight stays down, this leg gets a little lift, lower, down. And then this leg has a little bend, touch, down. And then this leg a little lift, down. Down. Then we have weight going down, hand on chair, so you can go full lift, heel down empty, change. The weight goes down, stays down so that we can bend this knee and bring it forward and up and reach it behind us again without any weight change. Then we change. Weight going down brings this leg up or allows that leg up. Weight going down allows this leg its function. Not holding it in our shoulders because that makes us clumsy up here. Empty up top. Loose, light, weak, weakness, softness, which makes us adaptable like water, supple like water. Let's switch sides. We go a little side step, shift, step in, put all your weight in your right leg, left foot out in front, and we go down, level one. Down. Level one's very valuable because we can do it no hands on anything. We can just work on staying casual and accomplishing movement forward through space, movement backwards through space with the least amount of overt, clumsy effort. It's just, it's like being in Hawaii on a chaise lounge chair resting with a pina colada. That's how it should feel. It's just easy. Instead of all this hypervigilance, right? It's not that. That gets in the way. Let's go hand on the chair. Same thing. Just light, like it's just like a feather. Down and then chain. Then this one becomes light as a feather. And then we chain. This one light as a feather. Lift. Chain. This one. Chain. Now, hand on chair. Up. Down. Chain. As the weight stays underneath, this is as free as an arm. Right? It's empty, it's light. And then change. Now as the weight stays down, this one. Right. Change sides again. Make sure you're a little bit back from the chair. Nice runway in front. No hands if you can. Relax all the way down through your left leg, right foot in front. Now we go down. This foot being empty, step it. No body weight. Down. And then shift into the back leg. Down. Wait until your front foot is actually empty. Step it. And then down. Important discernment here. The traveling through space happens in the shift of the weight. It doesn't happen. There's no traveling forward when you step. And then the change of weight is where the traveling happens. And then the traveling happens as you change weight down through one leg. When you step, the weight should not go with it. The foot should freely step with no lurching of the body. So it's not stuck together. It's back and then down. And that's where the travel happens. Traveling while that's changing, you step, and then you just go down to the earth again. And by separating those two things, you might think, oh, well, then when I walk, it's going to have this sort of this staccato feeling to it, or this stuck feeling, but it doesn't. If you learn how to just relax down, it's almost like your legs operate like wheels. So it's like a wheeling, step, wheeling, so that there's a constant movement backwards and a constant movement forwards by way of relaxing down to the earth. So it's weird at first, but then it makes so much sense once you find it. Now, lift, lower, change. This back leg being empty can step over. No traveling through space, and now you travel through space. Little flamingo, right? That lift, down, and then traveling through space. Then this leg, up, tuck, reach, travel through space. This leg being empty, lift, lower, travel through space forward, pick up that empty foot, step over something, and then travel through space forward by way of going down. Flamingo. Traveling backwards, I'll step over obstacle, travel backwards, lift, lower, travel forward, step over, travel forward, travel backward, step over, travel backward. Now let's go full range, hand on chair so you can go all the way up, all the way down, travel. Maximize, heel to butt, knee up, foot float out, lower the leg, all of that without traveling through space, and then you travel through space. Then this leg forward and up. Toe back, still no traveling, I'm stable, and then back, up, tuck, reach, back, knee up, down, traveling. And Carolyn, by the way, ideally you'd be doing it this way and seeing me. I'm doing it this way so that you can see the different angles of my body. Okay? So you should be going forward and backward while I'm going sideways, and I'm just showing you the angles, right? Down. So again, you should be facing forward, Carolyn. Forward, not sideways. Right? Because I have to do this, otherwise here you can't see my angles as well as when I'm like that. Right? But if you're having to walk and turn your head to the right, that's not natural. Okay? Now switch sides. So again, I'm at an angle, you be facing forward. Put all your weight into your right leg. Left foot in front. Level one is just the casual change, step, change. And then change, step without traveling, change. Empty. What is empty then becomes full. The empty foot can step and then change again. Changing from one mountain to a cloud, the cloud can move, and then the cloud then changes into the mountain, the other into a cloud. Shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. Now, front leg, hand on chair so you can go lift, lower, shift, back leg empty, step over something. And then shift. Flamingo. Shift. This leg empty. Up. Tuck. Reach. Shift. Weight going down. This leg free to lift. Lower. Shift. Step over. Shift. Flamingo. Loose. Chain. Chain. Hand on chair for full lift. Totally lower. Change. And then heel, knee, foot, down, change. And then knee, forward and up. Toe back. Chain. Up, tuck, reach, shift. Up, down, change. If it's truly 100% in one and 0 in the other, all of that should happen no problem. And then you change. And if it's 101 and 0 in the other, you should be able to do that whole movement and then change again. So it's 101 and 0 in the other, And then one more time. So loose everywhere. So it has all this function in there through weakness, softness, suppleness, relaxation. Come to the left side of your space. Turn and face downrange. So now, if again you do the class sort of exactly as I'm showing it, you'll then sort of be able to put your weight in your right leg, left foot empty, steps forward, and then we chain. Notice that traveling does not happen with the step. Traveling happens when we change the weight. Step without traveling. Change the weight and feel how that travels you forward. Step without traveling. Change the weight and feel how that travels you forward. Step without traveling. Change, that travels you forward. So there's no lurching. There's no pitching forward. There's just down. Going backwards, same thing. We're not lurching backwards. We're just hanging out, relaxed. Step without shift. Shift. That travels. Step without traveling. Shift. That travels you backwards. Step without traveling. Shift. Step. Shift. Step. Shift. So you got to separate, full, empty. And then you got to separate them again, full, empty. Changing yang to yin and yin to yang from the middle pivot. The closer and more aware you are of the actual middle, the quicker and more precise change left to right, right to left, or empty to full, full to empty can happen. It can just be boop, change, and then boop, change, and then boop, change. And so then when you have the middle, then you start to feel, oh, all this function, all this easy function. Boom, 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 boom. And it's good news because it's easier than whatever you've been trying to do. It's less work. That's what makes it difficult, is that it's got to be precise. It's a precision art. Now we go change, option to go step over something. Change, step over something. Change. Keep in mind the natural response is going to be to grab, to hold, to brace for impact, to brace or grip ourselves. And over time, you really want to know that all of that is extra. All of that impedes function. Anything extra impedes function. Which again, sounds almost ridiculous, sounds too good to be true, but it's the case. It is the case. Turn, face forward from this left side of your space. All of the weight into your left leg so the right foot can go out and in, and out and in. Continue doing that. Notice once again, I'm not traveling anywhere in space. Make sure also that you're putting your whole foot on the ground. So notice that I'm not going like this, not doing that. I'm going out and putting the foot down. My whole heel is on the ground, and then I'm bringing the foot in, and then out, and then in. The quad, or this groin area, is opening, closing. Pelvis is staying here. Torso is staying here. The leg opens and closes. Right? And don't let it pull you along there, Carolyn. You notice how that happened? It went like this. Your body kind of got yanked along with it. So step only the amount that you can not be pulled along. Because eventually you can step quite far, right? You see the size of that stance and yet it's still empty. But for the beginning, you just want to go, okay, let me get that feeling of 100, stable, right? Now put the foot out there and change by closing this quad or groin area and letting this one open. And notice I didn't pull my heel off the ground. It stayed down and this opened. Now I'm closing on this side, opening this side, feet are staying grounded. Now it's my central pillar that's moving quite a bit, quite a few inches, right? You can see my nice little Chinese brushstroke behind me. And then when I do this, you can't see it. So I'm covering space, but not by changing my feet. This is interior real estate. This is adaptation. This is this ability to be agile and to adjust from interior space. Now stay in your right leg. Left claw should be open. Close it. And then open it again. And then close it. And then open it. Close and open. Everything just relaxed, stable, easy. Now bring this foot in, really importantly, feet together so we don't have big amounts of room left to right, but still we can change the weight to this leg. So this foot's empty, right? And then we can change the weight to this leg. This forces us to find the down quality. It's got to go down through a soft leg to allow this empty. And then it's got to go turning this internal mechanism, changing so that it's now down through here so that this is empty. Right? And you can see behind me, I'm not moving hardly at all through space, but yet I'm going 100% 0 and 100% 0. So we got to have this line found. Now the weight down through your left, step the right foot out. Down through the right, left foot in. Down through the left, right foot out. Down through the right, right foot in. Down, step. Down, step. Down, step. Down, step. Same idea. I don't travel with the step of the foot. I travel with the change of the weight. I don't travel with the step of the foot. I travel with the change of the weight. We all know the saying, something was right under our nose, right? Something's right under our nose. It's a very good way of thinking of Tai Chi. Tai Chi isn't somewhere away from us or some great achievement or some bunch of things that we're adding on top of what we're doing. It's actually by dropping that last bit of try hard, of overexertion, of clumsy effort. And then suddenly we find, oh, right under our nose, right under the surface of that tension is liquid, hydraulic, easy, super functional. And then the more you train it with all the intricate Tai Chi and Qigong work, the more functional that system becomes. And that's why the Taoists are so into it, because it's something you can continue to evolve into your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, your 100s, where you can be super precise with all of this micro mechanism control. And it keeps the brain titillated, activated, the brain, nervous system, body, versus the sort of basic machinery usage. The brain sort of goes to sleep over a period of time. All righty, let's finish with the rotational movement. So we've got Weight down through the left, right leg empty, turn the foot out, but not just the leg, let the hips turn a little bit and actually turn the upper body. So let the whole body turn. So you're aiming and looking to your right. You're going, okay, what's going on over there? And then come back to neutral. And then the other way where we pigeon toe the leg, but again, it's not just the leg, it's the pelvis itself, it's the torso, all of it, so that now I can see what's happening over here. And then back to neutral. So the whole time, this leg has no body weight in it. Now let's turn open to the right and turn close to the left. Turn open to the right so you can feel your central pillar, your central pivot, turning and turning and turning and turning. Neutral. Other side, the weight goes down through the right leg, turning out. Left leg turning out, body looking that way, and turning in. And turning out. And turning in. And turning out. Turning in. Turning out. Turning in. Change the weight to the left leg. Turn the right leg out, body turns out. Now just down through the right leg. Notice how you just let it go down, and that then frees you to bring your left foot around and your body completely turns, right? And then put the weight down through the left leg again so your right foot is empty and you can turn another quarter turn open to the right, right? So just this nice turning open. Then change the weight down through the right leg and you bring your left foot around and set it down next to the right foot. Now change the weight to your left leg again so you're free. You turn open to the right. And you change the weight. Bring the left foot around. Weight goes down through the left leg. Turn the right leg open. And turn. We go around twice. Once again, seeing how the same primary direction is down. Meaning really it's the only direction you have to get right. If you don't get that right, then everything else is wrong. Getting down through, that liberates the body to be able to come around. Down through the left, so you can turn out. And we're all the way around. Now we're going to go the other way. So down through the right leg, so left foot is empty, turn everything open. And then change the weight, bring the right foot around. And then change the weight, left leg turns out, body turns out. Change. It's like, how could you write a poem if you don't even know the alphabet? You can't. Can't even make a word. So that's what these underlying ways of moving are like. They're like the foundations for any complex movement, but we're not focusing on them, and they sort of get taken for granted. And if someone's watching this practice, they go, well, that's so easy, or that's a waste of time, but it just isn't because of the way this thing actually works, this body. Now, put all the weight in the left leg. Instead of turning out to the right, we do this turning in. So now we're facing sort of to the left, and then we change the weight into the right leg and bring the left foot to match the right foot. And empty the right foot again and do this little turning in thing. So now notice this is a closed position, pinched closed, and then we come to neutral. And then we again close, and then neutral. And then empty the right foot in, close, and neutral. Do it again. Close, neutral. It's right under our nose. Being able to drive the vehicle better isn't some huge overt effort. It's turning the awareness more subtle, more precision with your mechanisms. That's what makes it difficult, because our mind is easily distracted. Let's go the other way. Instead of turning left leg out, turn it in, and then change the weight to the left, bring the right foot to match, and then do it again. Weight down through the right leg, which liberates the rest of your body to go, shoop, and then we change. Weight staying down, liberates the body to chain. Down, chain. Go around twice. So we have those three states of open, closed, and neutral. So we're doing closed and neutral. Now, let's put it all together. Where we go right leg turn out, that's an open position. Change the weight into the right leg and go straight into this closed position. And then go into the left leg and go right from there to the open position. Turn the leg out. And then from there, go down through the right leg, which then allows you to not only go through neutral, but also all the way to the closed position. And then do it again. So we're getting 180 degrees of orientation change in 2 foot movements of right leg turn out, my weight's going down through it, and I keep going and turning and closing, and I got all the way to turn this way in very efficient movement. And then I'm going turn out, change the weight, turn in. And I'm here. One more time. Turn out, change the weight, turn in. And when we're turning around, the tendency is for people to sort of swing around, sort of orbiting far away, and that gives us clumsiness and it can make us almost fall over. But when you do it right, it should feel like a single pivot point inside of you that you're turning around. So it's almost like you're floating. You're just floating in space and you're turning around. Let's go the other way. So empty the left leg, turn out. Weight goes down through the left, turn in. Weight goes down through the right, turn out, open, close. Open, close, right? We're closing. And then we're opening. And then we're closing. One more time. Open, close. Open, and facing center, hands together. Rub palms. Rub the back of one hand, palms. Back of other hand, palms. Quad, groin area. Open palms on it, up and down. Notice I'm not digging into my groin. It's a soft pressure, but then a vigorousness that circulates, that clears. Then we go hip flexors. And notice I've changed the angle of my movement. It's more circumference around. Then I go to the tail, and it's sort of that clearing the little groove right here. And then up onto the lumbar. And then, like we did our Tai Chi squat, the butt goes a little back, sit the buttocks, sweep the hands down the outside of the legs, all the way to the ankles, maybe even the feet, come around the feet to the inside of the feet and come up to the navel. Do it again. Qua. Hip flexors. Tail. Lumbar. Outer legs. Inner legs. Navel. Qua. Hip flexors. Tail. Lumbar. Outer legs. Inner legs. Navel. Outer arm up over the shoulder. Turn the arm. Inner arm all the way down to the wrist and sweep off. Yang channels. Yin channels. Yang and yin. Yang and, notice what I do here, Renee? Yeah, that. Yang and, like a sort of clearing. Switch. Yang and yin. Yang And also, Renee, notice you're stopping here. All the way over the shoulder. And then down on the inside. Through. There it is. There it is. Good. Loose. Middle. Seal. Hand position. All right, thank you, everybody. Great job. Questions of any kind, you'll have to unmute yourself to ask. Make sure you know where your chair is when you go to sit down.
Medical research to escape from a compound in South Carolina and recovered unharmed. They say 25.
Anything at all?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No questions. Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thanks, Otto.
Yeah, have a great day. Good to see everybody.
You too.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Enjoy
Sorry
this
for the
rain.
confusion.
What's that?
I'm sorry for my confusion. I a little
No,
distracted.
no.
And I'm
Again,
in a different space today. As
yeah,
it's not clear. And there are animals running around.
yeah. Well, yeah, the best thing to do is I've found is set up like I have it with those two chairs facing forward. And then when I change my angles, you don't change your angles. If you can set that up, everything will go as swimmingly as possible. But
Yeah.
you work with what you got, right?
Yeah, right. I'm back in my usual space next time.
Oh, cool. Well, good to see you, and see you next time.
Thanks a lot. Okay,
Bye-bye.
take care.